Welcome to the official D-Money Games set review for Scholomance Academy. I'm going to be going through each individual card, and there's going to be a different video for each class and also for the neutral cards as well. And we're going to be ranking them based on what you see at the top left of the screen. 5 is broken / always played. 4 is very strong or typically played. 3 is above average / played sometimes. 2 is below average, played a little bit, and 1 is bad or unplayable. So Paladin has been suffering a lot in this last expansion, until just recently with Murlocs coming back into the meta to counter Highlander Hunter, but Paladin getting some really strong cards this expansion. I think it's very promising. The future is looking very bright for Paladin here. And we're going to kick it off with this strong card right here. First day of school. Not only is it very adorable, but 0 mana spell. Whenever you see a 0 up there, you should have a good intuition there that it's going to be pretty damn strong. And 0 mana spell to add 2 random 1-cost minions to your hand. Yes, this card doesn't seem that strong at first glance, or at least I didn't think it was, but if you play it on turn 1, you have a guaranteed turn 1 play. And the random 1-cost minions are from any class, so you could get some pretty insane things. You could even get the Reliquary Prime from Priest. Yeah, I think this card's super strong in like a tempo-based aggro kind of Paladin deck. I think Pure Paladin loves this card a lot. It gives us some flexibility, and I think this card's a 5 out of 5. Next card is Shield of Honor. It's a 1 mana spell. You have a damage minion +3 attack and Divine Shield. So yeah, this card seems like more of a warrior card to me, but the effect is just super strong that it's kind of hard to play around this as the other player. I think this card is really good for 1 mana. +3 attack on its own. That's what Blessing of Might does, and that's a decent card, but the Divine Shield, yes, you have to have the stipulation of it being damaged, but I think overall it's a very good card. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 just because it has to be damaged first. I think in Warrior it might be a 5, but we'll see in the Warrior video. Wave of Apathy, 1 mana spell. Set the attack of all enemy minions to 1 until your next turn. So yeah, I think this is more of a priest card, but it's very strong in general just because it can just delay your opponent from killing you or being able to make some good trades the next turn. There's nothing that you can really combo off with. Like with priest, you'll be able to like Cabal Shadow Priest and use maybe their new card Cabal whatever. But yeah, I mean, this just seems like a card that sets up your trades pretty well. It lets you trade efficiently into other minions, and it also just delays your opponent from killing you. I think it's a strong card. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Well. Argent Bragggart. 2 mana 1/1. Battlecry, gain attack and health to match the highest in the battlefield. I mean, if you didn't already rate it a 5 out of 5 but halfway through that sentence, then I don't know what to tell you. This card's a 5 out of 5. The ability to match the highest statted minion on the board, and then play something like an Allura to lower their attack, or play that new 1 mana spell that we just saw, or just there's so many ways to deal with that stuff afterwards. Just 2 mana to be able to match that infinite value, like infinite stats there, it's an easy 5 out of 5 for me. Okay, the next card we see here, a weapon for Paladin and Warrior, 3 mana, 2/2, called some Ceremonial Maul, and it has Spell Burst. Summon a student with taunt and stats equal to the spell's cost. So Spell Burst is of course the first spell you play after this weapon is on board. So if you don't cast a spell on that turn, it's okay, but you run the risk of your weapon being destroyed by like an ooze or something, so you don't get the full value. I think this card's okay. I don't see it as anything too crazy. If you play it on turn 3 and then turn 4 you play Blessing of Kings, you get a 4/4 with taunt. Sure. It's okay. I don't see it being that great. It's a little slow. Also, the weapon removal thing is something to watch out for. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. I think it's a little below average, but not too much. Gift of Luminance, 3 mana spell. Give a minion Divine Shield, then summon a 1/1 copy of it. Yeah, I think this card is better in Priest. I think it's a solid card overall, but I don't know if it interacts with minions as well as it would in a Priest deck. I think it's like pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 for Paladin. Goody 2 Shields, one of my favorite names for the new cards. A 3 mana 4/2 Divine Shield. Spell Burst, gain Divine Shield. This card's an easy 5 out of 5. Even if you don't even get the Spell Burst effect, it's a 3 mana 4/2 with Divine Shield, which is very good. Easy 5 out of 5. Tempo, aggro, pure Paladin. Here we come. Lord Barov. The 3 mana 3/2. Battlecry, set the health of all other minions to 1, so your own minions as well. And Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to all minions. Yeah, so this card, it is just better than Equality. Equality is 4 mana to do the same effect, and it doesn't have the Death Rattle. Doesn't have stats, of course. I think this card is very strong overall. I think it's probably more strong in Warrior, just because they have things like Risky Skipper to activate it. Also, it's a little difficult for you to kill it off as a Paladin the turn that you play it. So you won't necessarily be able to deal with the stuff around it, but I think that this card is a 5 out of 5 regardless. High Abyss Allura. 4 mana 3/6. Spell Burst. Cast a spell from your deck. Targets this if possible. I think this card's insane. I think you're going to be running this card in a tempo Paladin with buffs like Blessing of Kings and the new 5 mana spell that we're going to get into soon that gives +8/+8. Yeah, like the only contingency is that you need to cast a spell first to get that spell burst off, but I think this card is going to be nutty. 5 out of 5 for real. If you give it +8/+8 on this, if you actually get that dream off, it's going to become an 11-17 or an 11-14, which for 4 mana or 5 mana, this card is super good. I like this card a lot. It's gonna help out so much with, but you have to make sure you don't play too many cards that if it targets this, that they're bad. So there's a little drawback to it, but I think if you make your deck around it, this card's very strong. And this is the card that I was talking about to combo off with that last card, a Blessing of Authority. 5 mana spell, give a minion +8/+8. It cannot attack heroes this turn. I mean, this not being able to attack heroes this turn, that's fine. +8/+8 for 5 mana. I guess you could easily compare it to Blessing of Kings, which is a 4 mana +4/+4, but you can attack face. So you don't get to attack face, but you get such good buff value. This card's got to be a 5 out of 5 for me, 100%. Devoured Pupil. It's a 6 mana 4/5 with Divine Shield and Taunt, and it costs 1 less for each spell you've cast on friendly characters this game. So yeah, kind of going back to the kind of deck that I was just proposing, where you cast a lot of spells on your own guys, you buff them up, and yeah, then you have this nice shield, which is pretty discounted, and I could see you getting this card out for 3 mana, 3 mana Divine Shield Taunt with 4/5. I mean, that seems pretty good to me. I'm gonna give this card a 4 out of 5. It's very good. Don't think it's broken, but it's getting there. Judicious Junior. 6 mana 4/9 Lifesteal. This card is super tanky. A 6 mana 4/9, that's a lot of health. So like the average stats for a 6 mana card is going to be 6/6. And this one technically has 1 more health than it should, and it has lifesteal. So this card's super strong. It's exactly what Paladin is going to need if they're going to be able to survive the onslaught of some of these decks. I can maybe see it being played with like an Argus or something. I don't know if you even need that, but yeah, I mean, this card's super tanky. I think it's like overall above average, and I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Commencement. 7 mana spell. Summon a minion from your deck, give it Taunt and Divine Shield. Interesting. Kind of works with the card that we just saw right before this. you have to be running some kind of big Paladin deck, and sure, Paladin does have like the dual kind of package in their deck that they could run. But I don't see this really seeing play in Paladin. I think it's going to be strictly a warrior card. I mean, you have Tyrion already, who has Divine Shield and Taunt already. I don't think you necessarily need this. If you're playing a Paladin deck, you usually want to run cards that cost a lot less, so I'm going to give this card a 2 out of 5 in Paladin. And the last card that we see for Paladin is called Turalyon, the Tenured. It's an 8 mana 3/12 with Rush. And whenever he attacks a minion, set the defender's attack and health to 3. This card's really strong. I can see this card being played in literally every Paladin deck. It's kind of reminiscent of Tareem, just the fact that you set things to 3/3, but it's only when he attacks them. It's really good to combo off with the 3 mana spell. Of course, you can't do it in one turn, but yeah, this card's really strong, in my opinion. It can get through literally anything, unless the card has Divine Shield or has an effect that is not the greatest for you, maybe like Poison. But yeah, I think this card's really, really good. I'm gonna give this card a 4.5 out of 5. Okay, so that was all the Paladin cards we had there. Overall, I think Paladin needed this kind of boost. It seems like all classes got a boost, but Paladin did need it a lot. And this is going to, the cards that we see here are going to let Paladin go into some different directions, which we haven't seen in a while, like a more tempo-based kind of deck. And maybe we'll see some cool pure Paladin decks arise with these new additions here. So very excited to see what happens, and yeah, that's about it. Of course, all these ratings are my own opinions, and I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments. Please let me know. I'd love to hear what your opinions are on certain cards, and what you think I may be underrated or overrated. And yeah, I'm going to be trying out all these decks on stream on August 6th. That's when it drops. I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream. If you want my stream link, it is below in the description. I'll be doing a 24-hour stream with giveaways, with viewer games. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I hope you come by, and that is all. Peace out, guys.